welcome back to the Journey to the FarLands. Alright, well, let's see what we got. Looks like we got everything here, so head on out. Yes, the old hidey hole by the water thing. Okay, and that's the direction right there. So, given the way things look, I think I'll start out with a boat and head around this over here and get moving onwards to the FarLands. Alright, well, here we are on the 304th Minecraft day since leaving spawn, and the world size is currently at 3,824.82 megabytes, which is only 175.18 megabytes until reaching the interim world size goal. All right, that is, can you believe it, 5 episodes off. Yeah, that is going to be cool. Really looking forward to it. A lot of these big mega trees here today. Wow, they look really cool, but they're a pain in the butt to cut down. Anyway, having a great time today. As a matter of fact, as I got set up to record this, it was today. But as I am actually recording it, it is now tomorrow. Because, well, I let myself get sucked into a big run of nostalgia earlier, and as it turns out, much earlier, by many hours, I started rewatching Co's Quest again, and that always gets me real nostalgic. And you know, early days of Minecraft, my early days in Minecraft, and so on. And yeah, gee, let's boat. Oh, okay, let's chase the boat. See if we can get to it before it reaches land. Ay, ay, ay. Terrible. Don't you hate it when you fail that bad? Oh man, for all the time I had to swim to catch up with the boat. Ay. Anyway, I just had to. Something put me in mind of it, something reminded me of it, and next thing you know, bang, there you go, Co's Quest, episode 1, and before I even hardly realized it, I was finishing up Co's Quest, episode 34, I believe it is, where he's working on stuff around Castle Dogbone, and that's all that stuff. Really classic time. Love that series. Whoa. You know what else I love? Remembering to watch where I'm freaking going. Good Lord. That could have been a pit of lava. I've seen them. Pits of lava that look just like that. Oh. Well, anyway. A lot of time spent watching a favorite series. It was actually, that was the first big time huge series that I was watching. The first LP that I was watching, the first Minecraft series, was Simple Gamers Adventures in Minecraft. And every once in a while, I don't want, whatever. There. Every once in a while, he mentioned about seeing Co do this or that, and co-star this or that. He would mention him once in a while. And after a while, I got curious, and I searched him up on YouTube and found a video by him and clicked to check it out. And just a few minutes into the video, I actually had to stop the video to click off of it because I realized this was a series that had been going for a while. Because he started in Alpha 1.10, and I had come into the series about episode 120 or something like that, and so I went back to episode 1 and started from the beginning, because I'm one of those people, when I watch a playlist, I have to start from episode 1, and they have to be watched in the order they were uploaded, preferably. And so I watched it through, and I watched the videos at a pretty good pace, because I got to the point where I was caught up in fairly short order, and then it was down to the 1 or 2 ish episodes per week that he was uploading, and like everybody else watching, is just, this can't happen fast enough. Obviously it was happening as fast as he could do it, because everybody's got a real life, even if some people don't think so. And yeah, but oh man, the nostalgia, the look of Minecraft, where even this grass is dark and dingy compared to the bright, pretty much bright day glow fluorescent green that the grass was back in Alpha when Co's Quest got started. Although I'd like to see grass like this in Minecraft a lot more often. I really would. I got so tired of the grass looking dingy and brown or dark gray and stuff like that. Like when the grass is in a swamp, it looks all dark gray and wet and so on. And I know why they do it, because they want the environment to reflect, well, to look and feel like what it's supposed to be, like a swamp or a desert or whatever. But the best grass in modern Minecraft is in jungles. And to really get the best effect out of it, you have to cut down the entire jungle. That's a pretty big job. Of course, on the other hand, you end up with tons of jungle wood to use for making charcoal or furnace fuel or something, because who in the world would want to use this sort of chocolate-ish looking wood for construction? Generally speaking, I don't. It was kind of novel and unique when it first appeared, but that novel has kind of worn off. But yeah, lots of nostalgic thing going on with getting into another round of Co's Quest. I think I've seen that entire series something like at least 7 or 8 times, and that would make this probably about the 9th time. Yeah. That was quite the adventure, quite the quest he had, and it was really great. And one of the things I appreciated about it was the fact that he could do his thing without yelling and screaming and carrying on the way a lot of kids do these days, or even then. You know, all the yelling and screaming and carrying on like I don't know what. It was really refreshing to see somebody that could do that. Let's see. And not only that, but to go all the time, even in some really frustrating situations. You never heard him drop the F-bomb and stuff like that. He kept his use of language in a very friendly kind of manner. The boat has had time to slow down. I'll sneak up on it. It'll never know I'm coming. There we go. Gotcha. Yeah. And Ko's quest ended up being a major influence for my own Minecraft series. Just his manner and the way he did things and so on. It was very much to be appreciated and very much to be emulated. It was very worthwhile. Wow, lots of water today. Okay, I'm good with that. I am going to have to grab some more logs and definitely some wool too. Let's see, let's get shears and axe on the hotbar so that when there is an opportunity for either, I can do something about it without having to fuss around looking for the tools when the opportunity presents. Let's see. In other words, I'd rather not make landfall unless there's like trees and or sheep. Well, there's a few trees. All right. Finding sheep will be another issue. But we can start addressing the logs issue. Okay. And another one here. And that's a mega tree. I'm not going to touch it. Takes too long to cut those things down. And we have some spruce country coming up. I won't be cutting the spruce because I don't want to have to use 2 inventory slots to carry wood. That's why I stick with just cutting the oak, and which here is a little bit more. Whoa. Ooh. Don't need the iron now. Oh boy. Yeah, the epicosity is real. Thumbnail. Yeah. Oh, boy. So, there I am, sitting there watching one episode after another. And the only reason I was able to get that many episodes watched in a day is because back then in the early part of the series, they were only like 15 minutes long. Because back in those days, 15 minutes was generally considered, in most cases, 15 minutes was the limit of how long you could upload, how long a video that you could upload. And later on, I think it's probably somewhere about 75 or 100 episodes into the series, he was able to upload longer videos, and did, much to the delight of people watching. Okay, this is going to be easier just to walk around instead of bothering with a boat. Besides, maybe some sheep will spawn along the way. Oh boy, crazy stuff. Look at this. Awesome. Anyway, lots of nostalgia in Minecraft, and in one respect it's really, well, in any respect, what am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying. Do you? I don't know. Yeah, had a lot of fun going back to early Minecraft. If only in watching video, it's still going back to enjoy some early Minecraft. Okay, I'm going to go back just a little bit to get the sheep. Since there are so many of them here, and they're all the white sheep, which means their wool will stack with what I carry. Alright. Anybody else? Nope. Okay. Thank you for your contribution to the Journey to the FarLands. Let's see. Okay, that did me pretty good for wool and wood. Yeah, that was pretty good collection. Probably do me for the rest of this episode. Yeah. So, got all nostalgic. Started watching Co's Quest again. And, of course, just like every other time, I'm going to watch the entire series, because it just wouldn't be right not to. Well, this one didn't get away from me. Oh, yeah. Then in other respects, I've been doing some prep work, preparing to move forward in my single-player Minecraft world, which currently is in 1.7.10. I have said, when people have asked for a long time, that there were some things I needed to get done before I moved it forward into any of the later versions. And for quite a while, I have to admit, I've been deliberately putting a lot of that off because I just didn't want to move on. But the time is arriving. The time is getting here soon when moving on is going to be the thing to do. Because, if only because there are things, as much as the fact that, yes, there are things about the more recent versions of Minecraft that I don't care for, such as the so-called combat update. I didn't like the way they changed that at all. And I don't care who does like it. I don't. And I'm free to not like it. But, given that, oh, I do have one more. Good. Given that, there are some things in some of these new updates that I do want to be able to have access to. Like, for example, it would be good to have access to a supply of sea lanterns. Because in my world, they're not available, because my world is not yet in a version where it's possible to make them. Alright, hang on. We have another overnight, and the boat's going the wrong direction, so I guess I won't chase it in the morning. Yeah. There we go. So, I've been getting about doing some of those things. Like, for example, one of the things I wanted to be sure to do before moving into 1.8, because 1.8 changed enchanting, and that was the reason that I avoided moving into it. It changed how enchanting and repairing things with anvils and so on went. And I weren't too super thrilled with that, because it meant that certain things of mine that I have in that world would be difficult, if not impossible to repair. It would be difficult, if not impossible, to make similar items as replacements. And so I wanted to get a lot of enchanting and whatnot done, making of replacement gear and spare tools and stuff like that, and having everything enchanted up the way I wanted it, so that I'd have a good supply of gear going forward. And over a reasonably long period of time, I did get, I think, most of that done. I have to take inventory sometime soon, but I think I've got a reasonable stock now. And so that part of the excuse for not moving forward is almost not valid anymore. I say almost because I do actually have to take inventory of what and so on. And but then the other thing was I wanted to finish cutting a series of holes in the bedrock ceiling of the Nether. And at least one or two of those holes I wanted to be on the rather large side. And I know that takes a special bunch of extra effort. Alright, now it's time to do the boat making. So, I've been working on some more of that. And yeah, gonna probably sometime soonish. I'm not 100% certain when, but sometime on the reasonably soon scale, I'm going to be moving that world into 1.8, 1.8 something, and then at some point I'm going to have to bite the bullet and move it into 1.9. And at some point I want to move it into like probably 1.12 or whatever the current version is, because, and mainly for the Elytra and rocket-powered Elytra flight. I've gotten very used to having that on Hermitcraft Season 4, and I want it for my single-player world. And once I moved into a version where that's possible, that's going to make for probably a good bunch of content as I attempt to acquire that, because that's going to mean quite the adventure in the end. On Hermitcraft 4 it was much easier. All I had to do was spend some diamonds, you know, because very early on Cubpan opened a shop where he was selling Elytra for 20 diamonds apiece, and I didn't have the least little bit of hesitation in dropping 20 diamonds on it. You know, it was worth it to me. As a matter of fact, it was worth it to me twice, because I had 2 Elytra. And then later on, I decided to buy a third as a backup, because they take a fair amount of damage over time as you're using them. And if you're either doing something long term or just for whatever reason don't have time or don't want to travel back to wherever to get them repaired, yeah. And yes, I know you can repair them with leather, but that's a little bit different when the thing is enchanted. You have to use an anvil. And who carries an anvil? Yeah. But I do want to have that in my world, so in order to do that, I'm going to have to move it forward into the versions where that is possible, where it's such a thing. And that means I now have the inspiration to quit dawdling and get the job done and start moving forward. And that's a good thing, because for one thing, people will stop asking me how come I'm in such an outdated version of Minecraft. But, and I'm starting to babble, ain't I? I think so. Anyway, so that's what's going on. A little bit of forwards, a little bit of backwards. The backwards has been quite a lot of fun, and will continue to be over the next, let's see, what is it, 3, maybe 4 days that it takes me to watch that whole series. Because I'm a binge watcher. I binge watch. Oh. Okay. You know, I'll sit down and watch an entire Let's Play series. Watch the whole freaking playlist. And it's like not watching or doing too much of anything else until it's finished. well, not quite not doing anything else. I mean, there is, I am still recording things, of course, and so on, and I'm doing things that I need to do, but I'm spending every spare minute that isn't needed for something else watching that thing. And it doesn't matter which thing it is at the time, it's what I'm doing. Yes. You know what else I should be doing? And I just saw it in my inventory right now. I made that, and the last I recall, I was looking for a suitably epic, appropriate situation in which to use it. And I don't know, I might possibly have missed such an opportunity today because I was not thinking about that and talking about all this nostalgia thing going on. Come on. Now there is an awesome tree situation there. Get a little farther away here. That thing like owns this whole bay. Totally. Here we go. Here's a way out. But yeah, the older days of Minecraft when the grass was like an electric day-glow green. And I don't need to climb over this thing. I think what I need to do is dig into it. Yeah. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And my question is, what is your favorite nostalgia-inducing thing? Be it something in Minecraft or something else in who knows what, or even in real life. Because sometimes it's really cool to just kick back and enjoy a little bit of the good old days, you know? I know, I certainly think so. Alright, let's get, say, a couple of boats. And let's not get a bunch of slabs. Get the beds instead. Alright. What am I going to get rid of? The extra cobble, of course. Okay, well, there we are. One nostalgic day later, and let's actually have the sense to block the doorway. Yeah, in any event, thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.